Now, we just got an amazing sizzle reel with a couple teases for what we're going to be seeing in Season 2, but you left us with one heck of a cliffhanger when our man showed up and we learned that the Justice Society of America exists in the Flareoverse. Now, how is the JSA going to figure into Season 2? What can you tell us, producers?
Phil?
Well, the JSA, you know, even heroes have heroes. And for us, the JSA is, you know, it's like that golden age generation of superheroes. And for our team, you know, it's kind of like a bunch of, you know, modern people meeting that greatest generation. It's a story of, you know, if ours is a family, it's like getting to meet your grandfathers and maybe grandmothers and realizing that they were real superheroes. Which is not to take anything away from our guys, but you know,
Thanks, Phil.
Well, you know, we have an unconventional way of doing things on our team, and it's, you know, for some of you, it's something to look up to. Like for Brandon, for you, Dom, it's people who just annoy you. Yep.
Now, that's a really good tease for the JSA, but we want to know who we're going to meet. Will you tell us which Justice Society members we're going to be seeing in Season 2?
Okay, fine. Dr. Midnight? Stargirl? I should have ended with her. Obsidian?
Not a lot of Obsidian.
Oh my God, the thing I was most afraid of is happening. I'm forgetting. Wait, Commander Steel, not to be confused with Citizen Steel.
Ooh.
And have I left anyone out?
No.
Well, oh, I guess
there's someone at the table.
I guess you've already alleged in my mind. And Vixen.
Now, speaking of Vixen and Citizen Steel, we have two new faces on this panel with us today. Welcome, Nick and Maisie.
Hi.
We're very excited to get to know you in Season 2. And actually, Maisie, you just met the rest of your cast yesterday, right? You haven't even started filming yet. Nick only has 3 days under his belt. But for both of you and for our producers, what can you tease of what these two new characters are going to bring to the Legends dynamic?
Oh, man, I just don't want to mess anything up. It's funny. I've spent 3 days working so far, and I had a moment with Victor, because I always wanted to work with Victor. And,
really?
Yeah, and I had a moment
so
where
nice.
Victor I was doing a scene with him, and I was looking at him, and there was silence after he started talking, and I'm staring at him, and he looked at me and said, "Your turn." and we picked it up. But more than anything, I'm just excited to work with everybody when we get into the trenches, and you know, not spoil any more secrets for one day here at Comic-Con. All right, first question I had today at Comic-Con. I've never done this before, but I was sitting behind Marc, and somebody asked me a question, and I answered it, and this was what I saw from Marc.
That's not true. That's a lie. It's a vicious lie. We were sitting next to each other.
He did that.
And Maisie, what are you excited about in joining this team this season?
Well, I think it's just nice to have some new energy in the team and just to shake things up a little bit and to, I guess, reanalyze what it means to be a superhero both ways. The Justice Society of America and our guys really sort of challenge that and push each other to really go and save the world, I guess.
And I don't know if we've officially said this before, but we're going to say it here today. This is your Season 2 lineup of Legends of Tomorrow. So let's give them a big round of applause. Now, some of the fun of a show like Legends of Tomorrow that borrows a lot of characters, in addition to new characters, but characters from shows that we love, like Flash and Arrow, and you know, hopefully we'll get some Supergirl people in the near future when we see how everything mixes together. But some of the fun is seeing those crossovers and seeing these characters interact with the other shows. So Marc and Phil, can you tease? Are we going to be seeing some familiar faces this season?
I mean, within the first frames, yeah. I mean, it right out of the gate, we are blending these worlds. So you're not going to have to wait long. Just wait to use the bathroom till at least the first commercial break.
Well, who are we going to see?
Marc.
Oh, we're going to see Mr. Stephen Amell playing Oliver Queen.
In the premiere.
Yeah, right from the very beginning. Actually, Mayor Oliver Queen.
So no goatee this time around?
No, we're slowly moving in that direction.
All right. Anyone
Slowly.
else? Anyone else we're going to be seeing this year?
Well, I think we might have caught a little glimpse there in that sizzle reel of Neil McDonough playing Mr. Damien Dark. He's going to return for our season premiere. He's got 122 years for us to play with, so we're going to meet him in 1942. That's why he's looking so dapper in that trailer.
Now, I feel greedy asking this because you just gave us 2 amazing ones, but is there anyone else we can expect that you can tell us today?
Ooh, Phil, you want to?
Well, should we bring somebody out?
Oh, wait.
No, not yet. Not yet. But we heard you have...
Episode 6, Phil. Episode 6.
Huh? I forgot that one.
Okay. Oh, then I'm going to take it.
We have Jonah Hex is returning.
Great!
Well, that's a good day. I mean, that's a lot of excitement right at the top of this panel.
Yeah.
To our returning cast members, our returning legends, looking back at season 1, you guys went on so many adventures, so many time periods, so many settings. What was the moment when you guys as a cast began to feel like, yeah, we're a team. We are this superhero team, the Legends of Tomorrow? Do you feel that way yet?
I think,
Get it by season 1.
Pinpoint a moment is challenging. I think the whole season was not only for the characters, but for us as actors to become friends and to create our unity. And it's a season-long process. I don't know if there was one moment, but it was. We definitely felt. I think things began to gel around episode 8 and 9.
It was kind of, I think, an evolution. I think as the show evolves, you find different relationships that have a specific specificity and a meaning, and the writers pick up on that, and then they write for those 2 people. But also, I think it's just over time. You just get more comfortable with each other, and so I think it was pretty quick though that we all just felt like, oh, we know how to do this, and we're still evolving, which is the coolest thing. And now we have 2 new wonderful people, and so it'll just hopefully get better and better.
Now, Dom, looking back at season 1, Rory went through quite an evolution over the course of the season, from the person who we knew coming from other familiar shows to the person who we ended with. So what was your favorite part of this new version of your character, and what do you like best about him?
New version meaning this year or last year?
The person who we ended up with, sort of the personality, the persona who we ended season 1 with.
Oh, I'm not sure.
He's a little more serious, and he just lost his best friend. He's had to say goodbye to Snart. Now you're caught back up.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what the last episode was last year. Yeah, he was pissed that Snart left, and right now it's all about him. I think this year that looming shadow has gone from him. I mean, Snart was the boss, and I think Rory this year is going to be even more outrageous than he was last year.
Now, Franz and Victor, the Firestorm duo, has been through a lot since their days on The Flash. And, when we see them back together at the end of season 1, they're ready for a new adventure. And Jax is pretty much kicking Martin out the door at that point. Do you think that they are at a good place? Do you think there's something that can break them apart at this point, or are they really the dynamic duo? And what is the most fun for the 2 of you for getting a scene partner like that and someone who you get to play off?
For the Firestorm dynamic, I feel we started off, we were at loggerheads a lot of the time. It was very tumultuous, but we kind of grew, evolved, and we just kind of became a cohesive unit, and that's where we kind of are. We're on the same page at the moment. How long that lasts for is another story, but yeah, we're in a good place.
Franz, I can't listen to a word you say without looking at that tie. It's so
That is a gold.
it's amazing.
Yeah, I thought I'd be a bit subtle today.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it low key.
And Victor, for you, what is the fun for you of being able to have another half of your superhero identity who you get to journey along with?
Well, I've had 2 other halves. This is my second one, and I thought it would be very difficult to go on without Robbie. And then I met Franz, and Robbie has been eclipsed. No. Oh. No, that was a joke. And he knows. But I have to say, this boy is so talented and so intimidatingly smart and funny and gives so much on stage and off that it's been kind of a thrill to work with him. And it continues to be that way. And some of my favorite moments in the first season were when Martin was assumed he was right and was completely very parental and very dogmatic about his telling him how to behave, and then being proven wrong by him. And so that's that dynamic is always interesting to me, and will continue in various ways, because no matter how well we're getting along, there's egos involved, and they'll be at each other's throats any minute. So I'm actually loving working with this fellow, and I hope that continues.
I paid him to say that.
Now, Sarah, in some interviews, Caity, apologies. Caity, I know, I'm just confusing you with the White Canary, which how can you not at this point? You've so embodied the character. Caity, you've teased that we can expect maybe some romance for Sarah in this half of the season, which I feel like at this point you've just sort of made happen. You're like, hey, Phil and Marc, this is how you're going to write what's happening for Sarah in the romance department. What can you tease of what we might be seeing this season?
I don't know if it's so much a romance yet, as we are just Sarah's like kind of a player. She's having fun. She's a little bit of a Casanova, which is cool. We've been having a good time with it. And, I did ask, I said, well, I'd love for Sarah to get a nice girlfriend coming up. So we'll see, though, it's kind of hard to find love when you're traveling through time on a spaceship. But somehow Sarah, seems to be making time, so it's good.
Yeah. Well, speaking of having some trouble with love in space, Brandon, Ray has sort of been striking out with the ladies that he's been pursuing so far. Moving on, after, he had to say goodbye to Kendra, we all had to say goodbye to the Hawks in season 1. If you had one wish for Ray's journey in season 2, what would it be?
Oof. One wish for Ray's journey. That's a big question. To unite the team even more, and to be the well-oiled machine that they can be, so that they can all ride off into the sunset and save the day. I mean, if it was up to Ray, he would vanquish all evil on episode 1, but then we wouldn't have a season.
We wouldn't have a show.
Yeah.
And we have a full season this year, so we need to fill it up with lots of conflict. Now, Arthur, Rip was our de facto leader of the Legends.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, you're too kind.
Rip was our de facto leader of the Legends in season 1, but we learned that he maybe lied to some of his co-pilots a little bit in season 1. Everyone else has sort of come into their own as a team, and when we catch back up with them, you've said everyone's going to be even more of a team. So do you imagine that he's going to sort of stay in the leadership position?
Well, that's a good question. I think he'd definitely like to. He definitely sees himself as leader, but he's not very good, is he? It's like he really messed up with them and then lost his family. Like, when we meet him, I think he's like, I feel he's like a disappointed parent, because, they're on the ship and they keep messing everything up because they just want to take in their egos or take them off on their own adventures. And he's got to the point where he's just like, yeah, well, he's like, I'm not angry with you, I'm just really disappointed in you all. But then we get quite a big twist quite early on with him, which changes everything, which I can't talk about, which is great. But yeah, there's quite an exciting big twist for him quite early on.
That's a good tease.
Yeah.
Now, let's get another big round of applause for our 2 new cast members, Nick and Maisie. Yeah. Now, again, we know you guys have not gotten in at all in Maisie's behalf into season 2 or very early on, but given what you've seen of season 1, who do you expect your characters to both click best with and clash most with?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I feel I mean, I've done a couple scenes with Dom already, and I felt like I clicked, but then again, it's like a blind date for an actor. When you do one scene, you're like, I liked you, did you like me?
He's wondering why you haven't called him.
Yeah, Dom hasn't texted me back yet. And then for character-wise, I feel maybe, I don't know, Sarah and I may clash.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm guessing. Is there a storyline?
No, that feels pretty good.
Is that why you guys are seated so far apart right now?
Maybe.
Just in case.
I requested that.
Nice. Nice.
How about Maisie? What about for Vixen?
I think Vixen's going to struggle a bit with Rory as a sort of anti-hero and struggling with understanding how is he actually a good guy. And to gel with, I think it's probably Sarah. I think
I was
there's
going to say, you better say me, girl. You better say me.
Very strong, independent women who've been parts of massively male-dominated teams. So it's either going to be a gelling or a big clash.
Well, it'll be interesting to find out. Now, to our producers, you guys have said before that the question of season 2 is, and this is a quote from Phil, I think we determined it's from Phil, is if the legends don't belong here, where do they belong? How much is that question going to inform their journey in season 2?
Well, you know, season 2 you know, they're almost victims of their own success. You know, at the end of season 1, everything that they set out to do in the pilot, they achieved. They saved the world, and they vanquished Vandal Savage, and they avenged the death of Rip's family.
I lost my family.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's, what do you do next? After you've climbed Everest, what is there left to conquer? And, you know, the irony is, by destroying the Time Masters, our guys are now left holding the bag. Time has been left unguarded, and now all manner of time pirate, time criminal, time douchebag, is that okay to say? These people are now running rampant, and our team, who, I mean, they don't look like law enforcement, they don't act like law enforcement, now they're in charge of guarding all of history, which makes you sort of worry about history.
We're worried, but you did mention, I mean, we did defeat Vandal Savage at the end of season 1. That was our big goal. The Legends accomplished it, which leaves open the big question of what's going to happen in season 2. What can you guys tell us about the threat that we're going to be facing, that the Legends are going to be facing this year?
Well, it's going to be much more mysterious. You know, we sort of, last year in the pilot, we knew everything. We knew the what, when, where, how of you know, and we were trying to stop this one incident. You know, season 2 is predicated much more on mysteries and little mysteries, and instead of one bad guy, you know, the idea of the multiple, you know, the responsible for not just saving the world, but fixing these things called aberrations, where people mess with the fabric of time, and our guys are obliged to correct it.
Wait, so multiple?
Oh, did I say that?
You said multiple villains. Can we know who they're gonna be?
I don't
Is that a
know.
Marc call? Marc, can we find out who the villains are going to be in season 2? If you guys cheer loud enough, can we convince Marc to tell us who the villains are going to be in season 2?
That's pretty good, guys. Okay, well, I'll tell you, here's the thing. If you're going to have a team of superheroes, you got to fight a team of supervillains. So we're going to start off with Matt Lesher reprising his role as Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash. So, you also saw in our teaser trailer that Neil McDonough is back as Damien Darhk. Everybody who watched episode 15 knows that Leonard Snart is dead. But everyone who watched episodes 1 through 16 knows that it's a time travel show. So, that means we can bring back Wentworth Miller as Captain Cold. And there's one more, and I'm totally forgetting who it is.
Yeah.
I need some help. Maybe could he come out and tell me?
I've had a little bit of experience with time travel. So I expect I'll fit in just fine. Malcolm Merlin.
We got a seat for you and everything, John. We're all ready.
Thank you.
Now, guys, why was this the right choice? I mean, it's so brilliant. We have what, the Legion of Doom, basically, that we've assembled?
We call it the Legion of Doom.
Yeah. Why was this the right move for the villains and to the cast? What are you guys most looking forward to in fighting some familiar faces who we just need to knock down? We just need to defeat them for good at this point.
It gives us a massive challenge. Like, I think it's going to be amazing. I'm very excited about working with John finally. Yeah, it means that it's going to take quite a while to defeat them, which is great because we've got a lot of episodes to do.
Yeah. I'm excited because Sarah really wants to kill these people.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you killed me or had someone kill me.
Well, technically my daughter did it.
Yeah, but that was you. And Damien Dark, I'm very excited to get my hands on him.
I'm a huge fan of the show, by the way, and I watch you guys, and I think it's amazing. I love the fact that you've brought time travel also to a different level in that aspect. And like I know Arthur from another show. What's going to be interesting, like you guys said, Ray Palmer knows Malcolm, Sarah knows Malcolm, so there's going to be some dynamic there with him, and I'm really intrigued because I don't know, we're not talking about anything really what's happening, but it's interesting to see how I'll fit in and interact with everybody else and who might be someone that he likes and he doesn't like and all that sort of stuff. I'm really excited. Really.
I hope you like me, John.
I really want to do a scene with you.
Yeah.
I really do.
I think it's time.
I really do.